I messed up big time. I released my game a couple weeks ago with the game-breaking bug. Okay, we've all seen videos that have a clickbait title, then when you click on it, and it's like it has nothing to do with the title. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do that to you. I'll show you the bug right now. If you downloaded the game, it can be found on itch.io, by the way. I'll leave the link in the description. Anyways, when you first load up the level, the screen fades from the level to black a few times, as if the character is waking up. If I pause it right here and zoom in towards the right side and the bottom side, you'll notice that the screen is not fully black. I missed about 3 pixels worth of screen on each side. Can you believe it? So I quickly fixed that and took no chances at all, then uploaded the new version to itch.io. No, but for reals, most of the bugs had to deal with the zombies and them moving around the map. They would get stuck on the tables, they would find a way to escape the prison, and they learned how to levitate or float, but only in this one spot. None of these games were necessarily 100% game breaking, but they definitely took you out of the immersion of the game, or the realism, what little bit I have, because whenever you're running around and the AI just completely stops moving, it really throws your game off. So let's start with them getting stuck on the tables. I have the level set up so if the player can go somewhere, the zombie can go there also. That way it doesn't create a cheat spot where the player can just sit and farm kills. Since the player can jump up on the table, I want the zombies to be able to do that also. Then in theory, once the player jumps off the table, the zombies would follow. Instead, the zombies would get up on the table, then decided to have a tea party without the character. I mean, look at this, what are they doing? So my fix for this was to write in the code, absolutely no tea parties allowed, and they actually listened, so now they'll follow the player down from the table. Next was when they would spawn. One zombie would sometimes yeet off to space, and when they would land on the outside of the prison. This is a problem because A, the player can't leave the prison to kill the zombie, and B, the zombie can't re-enter the prison. This problem was probably the worst bug and the closest to being a game-breaking bug, because if you don't kill all current zombies on the level, then the next wave won't spawn. The only way to kill a zombie outside is to go to one of the open cells and shoot through the window, which could be hard to find if you don't know the map too well or you're just not sure what to do. For now, I just added a temporary fix of a bunch of kill boxes outside the prison, so if the zombie gets outside the prison, it'll die immediately. I thought this was the best fix because in the next few updates, I want to make it pretty easy to escape this first prison area at the beginning of a new session. So if they end up escaping, you'll just be able to follow them and go adventure around the rest of the level. Finally was the most annoying bug. Some zombies decided they were too good to be normal zombies, so they became magic zombies and learned how to levitate, but only in this one spot. Then once they levitated there, they would block the other zombies, causing a zombie traffic jam. I tried multiple things to fix this, but the best way was to just make the broken fence hole bigger so the nav mesh could reach the edge of the floor. I just quickly remodeled the broken fence and separated it apart a little more, and now it works like a charm. I have one more zombie thing. I don't know what to call it though. To me, it wasn't a bug, but I wanted it to be slightly different and better. Before, when they attacked you, they would run out of breath and stop to take a breather afterwards. I wanted them to continue running after you when they attacked, so I trained them up to be track stars. It was a much easier fix than I thought. I just needed to add in this one node, and it was good to go. The last bug was lighting. Here's what it looks like in the engine, and here's what it looked like once I built the game as an executable. The prison is literally brighter than the sun right now. I was able to dim all the lights in the engine, and now it looks much better when I build it, except when I'm working in the engine I can see absolutely nothing, but the game looks good, so it works. Now let's move on to some things I added. Last episode, I promised a new surprise perk, but that didn't happen. I started it, but didn't like where it was going. I made a TikTok asking for perk ideas, and got some cool ideas that I'd like to implement eventually, but this wasn't the week for it. I decided the next section I want to start on is the outside area of the prison. Instead of a blue ground, I need a grassy ground, you know, a ground that would actually make sense for a prison. I learned how to make a landscape material, which is different than a normal material. I just followed a video on it. If I actually understood what I did, I would explain it to you, but I don't. So here's what it looks like if you're interested. I don't have Photoshop on my personal computer, so I use a program called Pixlr E on Google. It works pretty well and has enough features to get me by. I was working on the grass texture, but it was just being really laggy. This is how far I got on it before I gave up. I put it in just to have a texture for now, and I didn't even attempt the dirt and just made it a solid brown. Don't they look amazing? My favorite part of these textures is the shiny dirt right here. It's a special kind of dirt. Luckily, I have Photoshop on my work computer, so I just stayed late and made some what I think are actual good textures. Since it was on my work computer, I couldn't record it though. I was able to make a good grass and dirt texture, then had Photoshop auto-generate a normal map. The normal map is really cool. It gives the texture depth and makes it look 3D. Here's what it looks like without a normal map, kind of flat. And here's what it looks like with a normal map. You can really see it on the dirt, I think. Lastly, I 3D modeled a pallet. I have plans to make a pallet tower that the player can shoot. Then once they shoot it, it will fall and change up the map a little bit. I'm hoping that will come in the next devlog. I need to start on destructible meshes to add some more cool stuff to the game. Right now, the outside area isn't available in the current build, but there is a new build out there that works much, much better. So if you didn't download it last time, go download it this time. It's 1,000 times better. Thanks for watching. Bye.